Hi, Nadeem here from Smart Wedding Gadgets. I'm out with the Volam RC15 unit again. Now, I've been testing this for about 2 weeks and I've done a fitting guide of it as well. And I did an initial ride review and I've mentioned in a few other reviews that I've done. And I thought I would just do a kind of final wrap-up review, just talking about how the unit's performed over the last 2 weeks. I think the only issue I had was once when I left it out in the sun when it was 40 degrees and the sun was hitting the unit directly for roughly about 40 minutes or so, and it wouldn't work basically until it cooled down. But that is more my fault than the unit, I think. I mean, it's not advisable to leave something with a black screen out in the sun for nearly an hour with the sun hitting and no air to cool it down. Apart from that, it's been pretty much faultless. It connects, the CarPlay connects faultlessly, it just connects up and works. There's been no losing connections, which a lot of the units do as you're riding along. Suddenly your CarPlay or your Android Auto suddenly just disappears and you're back to the home screen of the unit and nothing works. And then it takes another couple of minutes and it does it again and again and again. I've got a couple of units like that right now that are doing this, but this one has not done that at all. I've had zero problems. It just works. When I start the bike up, the unit just connects. I don't have to do any manual kind of intervention to get it going. It just connects. The phone's in my pocket and I don't need to worry about it. It just connects. All I have to do is then just press play for the music and set my route and ways or whatever I want to do. So it's a decent enough unit. At this price point, I think it's a very, very good unit. I mean, on Amazon at the moment, at the time of this review, with a €50 voucher, you can get it for €150 in the European stores. It's not available in the US yet on Amazon, but I've been told by Volam that it will be. So you will be able to get it there as well at some point soon. So the bracket that comes with it is pretty good because it's big enough to get onto the GS handlebars, which quite a few of the manufacturers don't have them big enough for that, so it is big enough. And there are kind of spacers that you can put to make it smaller for smaller bars and stuff, The one thing I don't like about the Volam units, and it's the same with a few of them, is they supply this really silly remote control, which, if you ask me, is pointless. I mean, what the hell's the point of me having a remote control anywhere here on the handlebars when I've got the display right in front of me? I mean, if I want to do something on the display, I'll press the buttons on the display, not the buttons on the remote control. So, Volam, if I was you guys, you'd be better putting it in maybe a different bracket, give a choice of 2 brackets for the unit, and get rid of the remote control. It's absolutely pointless. It's not something that we need and not something that we want. Apart from that negative on it, everything else is fine. It all works as it should do. The music plays, the bass works, the colours are decent enough, the brightness is high enough that I can see it no matter what the ambient light is like, if it's really sunny or whatever. I've not really had any issues not being able to see the display. So I can generally see it. So that's not been a problem for me. But, I mean, the other thing that I have done is I keep the hinge here slightly loose, not loose enough that it flops around, but enough that I can easily adjust the angle of the display, so that if there's like the sun's behind me or whatever, I can adjust the angle so that it's not reflected straight off the unit. And that seems to work fine for me. I mean, I know people like to buy anti-reflection screen protectors and the matte finish protectors and stuff. I just don't want to do that. I've tried them before and I don't like them. I'd rather that the screen is the way that it's supposed to be viewed, so that I can see it properly. So the Volam unit seems to be reasonably well made. I mean, the housing and everything is all plastic, but at this price point, I don't think I would expect any more than that, really. As I said, in operation, it's been stable, and that's all I can ask for from a unit like this, is that it doesn't keep dropping the connections there. And as I said, I've seen units that are way more pricey than this, and they do still keep dropping connections, and connecting the unit up to the CarPlay and getting your comms and everything running can be a nightmare on some of these units. So this one, I think it took less than 60 seconds to just get the whole thing going. You know, it was simple. It was just perfect. So, you know, so you don't need to worry about that either. And that is something that a lot of the reviews don't cover. They don't tell you whether the guys had problems, like, you know, setting it up. And if you look on the forums for copyright and stuff, you'll see that so many people are having issues. They can't get, you know, comms working properly with it, or Siri doesn't work, or something else doesn't work, and they're going round and round in circles, and there's multiple ways to try and connect it, and you don't know how to do this. With this, it's just one step. And you can see that in the installation video on the YouTube channel. If you look up for the Volam RC15 installation guide, you'll see it. You'll see me doing it in real time, you know, and it was less than 60 seconds. So from that perspective, it is phenomenally good. So like I said, stability, setup, everything is easy with this unit. And as I said, I've not had any issues with it dropping connections. So you can be pretty sure that it will just work out of the box. So yeah, from Smart Riding Gadgets, it's a thumbs up for the Volam RC15. It's a very, very good budget 6-inch display unit.